Coming up on Chapman News, the happiest place on earth just got a little more expensive.
And see the house that Chapman students built from scratch.
Plus, a Chapman football player makes national news, but not for what you'd think. Good afternoon and welcome to Chapman News. I'm Max Eichsela.
And I'm Maddie Bader. We have some breaking news for you this morning. The Northern Arizona University community is in mourning today after a shooting left 1 student dead and 3 injured. The tragedy happened around 1:20 this morning after a conflict between students. The shooter, a freshman at Northern Arizona University, ended up pulling a gun on others while at an on-campus dormitory. The suspect is now in custody and the 3 victims are being treated at a nearby hospital.
The Texas Southern University community is also grieving today after a shooting left 1 student dead and 1 injured. The incident happened this morning when 1 student opened fire outside of Texas Southern University dormitory. Houston police detained a suspect 30 minutes later. The campus remains on lockdown and classes are canceled for the rest of the day.
A former Mrs. Orange County was arrested for selling child pornography. The 2014 champion, Megan Brianault, a 25-year-old, sold sexually explicit picture of a 4-year-old family member to a Marine for money and gifts. Orange County Child Exploitation Task Force investigators booked her on a $100,000 bail. Because she volunteered at her church to work with children, authorities think there could be more victims.
Today marks the first day of the 7th Solar Decathlon, where the public can view the 9 eco-friendly homes designed and built by college students. Laura Nowicki has more with the story.
Annual event by the U.S. Department of Energy in 2015 marks its 2nd year in Orange County. 14 teams were accepted and include colleges and universities from around the world, and 9 of those teams' houses have made it to the Great Park in Irvine. Chapman University students are among the hundreds of competitors and are partnered with the University of California, Irvine, Saddleback College, and Irvine Valley College to create Team Orange County in their house they've named Casa del Sol. Over the next 2 weeks, the houses will be judged in 10 competitions, including livability and sustainability.
It's a really exciting opportunity to push the limits of green building and green energy and demonstrate to the public how it can be developed locally without sacrificing the sort of standard fare creature comforts that they've come to grow used to here in Southern California.
Team Orange County designed Casa del Sol around the California state flower, the poppy, which grows based off the sun, much like the house and its resources. The houses will also be tested for their ability to stay at a cool temperature and their ability to complete tasks like washing dishes or a load of laundry in an eco-friendly way. These teams have been working nonstop for the past 2 years, and this event marks the end of their journey.
You know, it's been very rewarding, but you know, it's certainly a challenge bringing everyone together and getting this project out the door. But I also think, you know, what's really exciting is after this competition, you know, training a new generation of clean tech leaders that are going to go out and be innovative and really make a splash and make a difference in their own right. And so that's very rewarding.
Be sure to check out all of the houses here at the Solar Decathlon between now and October 18th. You can learn more about the program as well as its volunteer opportunities at solardecathlon.gov. In Irvine, I'm Laura Nowicki, Chapman News.
There are many ways to get involved, and applications for the Solar Decathlon 2017 are being accepted now.
After this week, people are going to need a little more money to enter the happiest place on earth. This year has been an eventful one for the Disneyland Resort, with the 60th celebration, the release of Star Wars Land, and now the introduction of 2 new annual passes. The Signature Plus and the Signature Annual Pass replaced the old Premium Pass and comes with multiple perks throughout the park and price hikes across the board. The new top pass is set at over $1,000, over $250 more than the last one. Opinions throughout the area are split over these changes.
Like, I can't, like, $1,000, like, that's insane. I went to Disneyland for the first time this summer, and really, like, Disneyland's fun, but it's, like, kind of you only need to go one time, in my opinion, so it's not really a big deal.
With the 60th anniversary this summer, attendance and crowds have continued to increase. According to the OC Register, Walt Disney Parks and Resorts Chairman Bob Chapman said that the parks are looking for ways to spread out attendance and prevent overcrowding.
Hey, Matt, have you had any internships?
I actually have had a few. I'm working for the state senator right now.
Very cool, very cool. Well, for those of you still looking for an internship, we now have senior Chapman student Austin Carroll, founder of the website, The Intern Diary.
Thanks so much for coming.
Oh, thanks for having me.
So how did you start the Intern Diaries?
Well, I started the Intern Diaries in December of 2013. I had just got my first 3 internships under my belt, and I had such a hard time getting an entertainment internship at first, so I wanted to share my stories and help other people get that first internship.
That's awesome.
Very cool. Now, what exactly is the Internship Diary about? What do you go on when you go on the website?
Well, the Hollywood Intern Diaries is basically like a resource for people to learn how to write cover letters or resumes that are tailored to the entertainment industry. We also do postings every October and February and stuff for summer and spring internships. So you can just go and apply to every single one of them. It's just like a giant list.
That's awesome. And what are some internships that you've had?
Well, I actually did intern at a news place about 3 years ago, very long time ago. But since then, I've interned at ABC, Discovery, Lawrence Bender, and Lionsgate.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
And what is any advice you have for upcoming students who might want to take on an internship this semester?
My advice would be to start early and just get any office experience that you can possibly get before you apply to your first big internship. I worked at my dad's office when I was in high school, and that really helped because knowing phones, knowing Word, knowing Excel really helps you get that first internship.
Definitely,
Do you think that people need to know people in order to get their foot in the door?
Definitely not. I'm from Florida, so I didn't know
Wow.
absolutely anyone, and that was actually a big stress for me and a big decision when applying to film school if I was going to get in this industry. But you don't need to know anyone. You just need to be persistent and apply as much as possible and just make your resume stand out.
Absolutely. And you don't think being out of state affected you negatively in any way? You're still able to get the internships you wanted?
Yeah, I was still able to get the internships that I wanted.
So it's all about networking.
Yeah, it's all about networking, and it's also just about being persistent. Even if you don't get an internship one year, just keeping in contact with the people that interview you and then coming back a second year in a row to try to get that internship.
That's awesome. And do you have any definite no-nos for applying for internships or for when you're actually working in your internship?
Definitely. So Facebook is a big thing. People are constantly on Facebook, and your Facebook cover photos and profile pictures are definitely looked at by employers because those are public. So if you have a giant marijuana leaf on your cover letter, you're probably not going to get a good internship.
That's really not good. So people need to be careful, not just with Facebook. Do you think they look at Instagram, Twitter?
They definitely do, and they definitely looked at LinkedIn. So if you don't have a LinkedIn, I would get one. But basically, they look at everything. They're going to do a quick Google search of your name when you're on the second round of applying.
Wow. Yeah. So it's not just the resume that you hand them or when you go into the interview, what you're physically giving them. They cyberstalk, yes?
Yeah. I mean, it's a social world, so basically your resume isn't the only thing they're seeing. They're seeing everything you've ever done online, possibly. So
Absolutely.
you just have to keep it
Oh
in
my
mind.
gosh, that's scary to think about.
It is scary, but it's just that every single thing in your life has been leading up to this internship. It's weird, but it kind of is. So you just have to make sure everything is kosher. Basically.
Wow. Thank you so much. This is all fantastic advice.
It's been great having you in the studio, Austin. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Coming up, we have an exclusive interview with President Jim Doty about his recent decision to step down as president and his plans for the future.
The leaves are turning orange, but learn how you can go green during this fall season. That and more coming up on Chapman News.
It's currently 95 here in Orange, and another weekend heat up is on the way. I'll tell you why and much more coming up on Chapman News. We'll be right back.
Follow your dreams. Chapman University. Take your life to new heights. Chapman University. Invest your humanity. Lead. Follow your dreams. Chapman University. History, philosophy, peace studies, languages. Study abroad and explore the world. Become a global citizen. The Wilkinson College at Chapman University. Invest your humanity. Lead.
Last week, President of Chapman University, Jim Doty, announced his decision to step down as president. Reporter Juliet Achexai sat down with the man who changed the lives of so many and the course of Chapman's future for nearly 25 years.
Thank you so much, President Doty, for meeting with us and agreeing to be on the show. First off, you've been president for 24 years, nearly 25 years, and you've really overseen the development of Chapman. Chapman has really been put on a map since you've been president. You've seen the law school become one of the most highly competitive programs in the nation, same with Dodge College. First and foremost, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great for all kinds of reasons. First of all, I'm really so excited to have been president. It's been a great privilege to be president almost 25 years. But what makes me feel good about leaving is that I can pass the baton to Chancellor Daniele Struppo, who I know will do a fabulous job. So I'm not worried about Chapman. I'm leaving it in very good hands. And I'm looking forward to teaching again and returning to faculty. It's come to the point where I think that will, to me, be more challenging to be in the classroom than to be president. I'm always up to a challenge. I love challenges.
Most students are asking right now, because when they think of Chapman University, they think of you as the face of Chapman. So they're asking why? Why now, and what is the true reason for you deciding to step down?
Sure. Well, 25 years is a very long time, and I just think it's time. Okay. I'm the longest serving president in higher education. I'll be almost 70 years old. I'll be 70 the next month. And I think it's just time for new leadership. And in my own life, I really want to return to the classroom. I started teaching at Chapman 42 years ago as an assistant professor of economics, and I want to end as a teacher. Teaching is a different kind of orientation. The focus is on the individual student. And it's a different kind of reward, but it's the kind of reward that I'm particularly looking forward to be back with students and to have a transformative impact on their individual lives. I hope I can do that as president. I've tried to. It's made it fun to be president, but to have an entire class and to work with them an entire semester is something that right now seems like it's music to my ears.
And so did you always envision Chancellor Daniele Struppo taking over this role?
Well, this is a great question, Juliet. Not when we hired Daniele about 11 years ago, so he's been our chancellor 11 years. Whenever you hire a person for a position as important, as vital as chancellor, you can't help but think that might be the kind of person that ultimately can become president of the university. But over these 11 years, I've worked closely with him. He's been my partner, full partner, in advancing the university and working on the various initiatives, starting the Rinker campus. Every 5-year strategic plan we've had, we've worked very closely together. So over time, as I've seen him and his skills develop, I became increasingly, I think, convinced that he had all the attributes of a president. So next September 1, Daniele Struppo becomes president. Hopefully we will have a new chancellor or provost, chief academic officer, and I will become president emeritus. And everybody will be happy. It'll be a win-win-win.
So let's take a look back on the last quarter century that you've been here.
Gee, I never thought of it as a quarter century, but you're
yeah,
right.
Now we are.
That's what it is. It's a quarter. That's a
century.
long time, right?
I did my math right there. Yeah, for you, for sure. Let's talk about probably the biggest highlight that you can think of the last 25 years.
Yeah. I really believe the most important accomplishment and the thing that I'm most proud of is really, and I hate to sound patronizing, but in attracting students like you to Chapman. We've gone from, if you want to take an objective ranking, U.S. News and World Report, we ranked 92nd out of about 120 schools out of comprehensive colleges and universities of the West. So we were in the 4th tier. We are now, over the last 10 years, we've been either number 1, number 2, number 3. So we've attracted the best and brightest students. They, in turn, have helped us attract the best and brightest faculty. So what I'm most, I think, gratified by, and something that fills me with pride, is that we've really enlivened the intellectual life of this campus. The learning community is more exciting. I mean, you could take all the buildings and the campus development, and that's great, but nothing's better than people, which is the heart and soul of any great university, and we have a terrific student body and a terrific faculty.
What would you think your biggest either disappointment would be, or any regrets that you may have?
Yeah, I would say that one regret is that I'm leaving as president without having a medical school. That would have been nice. But what we're doing now in the way of our strategy is first of all, we've built an entire new campus, Rinker Health Science Campus, which is a wonderful campus. And it's not taking space away from our undergraduate program in Orange, where space is limited. So to start a whole new campus is exciting, and I'm very proud of that. There's no greater, I think, satisfaction than being part of an institution that is developed like Chapman has, and for me to see the growth of our students and faculty and know them as well as I have, because I've been here not only 25 years but 42 years. You can't help but devote your career to a place without really cherishing that institution, and then to have the privilege of being the chief executive officer of that school and promote certain strategies and initiatives that have helped students have a more exciting intellectual environment is the greatest satisfaction and joy that one could ever have.
Be sure to tune in next week when reporter Juliet Achexai will be back with part 2 of President Doty's interview, where you can find out what President Doty has in store for the future.
With business on and off over the last couple years, Chapman Coffee House is closing for good. The latest word on the street is that the owners plan on leasing the building to Subway Cafe. Danielle Riscala, owner of multiple Subway franchises, has been planning on bringing a Subway to the Old Town Orange community for a while now. He said that this will not be a normal Subway and that the Subway Cafe would be a better fit for Chapman, as it will have seating meant for customers to stay and relax, Wi-Fi, and different menu. Maddie, I don't know if I'm guilty of driving to class every day, even though I live so close.
I know. You know, before I got my car this semester, I actually walked to school every single day.
Well, reporter Drew DeMarco has more on how we can all try it.
Thanks, Max and Maddie. Chapman Facilities Management is here on campus to promote their event called Try It Week. Now, I live pretty close to campus, and I know I feel guilty about not walking to class or even riding my bike sometimes. Try It Week is aimed at getting students to commute to campus in different ways, whether that's riding your bike, taking the bus, walking, or even carpooling with a friend. Now, since parking is so impacted by the limited number of spots on campus, the university offers incentives for those that utilize rideshare. If you ride or walk to campus, you can be entered into a raffle every month to win a free gift card of your choice.
Encourage people to bike or take the train or take the bus or do a carpool or a van pool, then it frees up parking spaces for everyone. It makes parking a little bit easier on campus.
Now, if you come by today, there's still time. You can register your bike at the tent. If you register your bike, you're automatically entered to win a free raffle of either a helmet or a U-lock for your bike. Now, HR, Public Safety, Mackenzie Krieger, they're all here to answer any questions you have about rideshare. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm sure definitely going to start riding my bike to campus to save myself some gas and money. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Drew, and I am definitely going to try it.
You should. And you know what I'm not going to try this week? Wiping out and getting famous for it. Chapman football punter William James made big news this month after what Fox Sports actually called the worst flop of all time. Let's check it out. See, right here, he falls on the ground when the defender comes near him. There it is. Grabs his leg like it's broken. Then sees the ref throw a flag, pumps his fist, and sprints off the field. Goodness gracious. There it is in slow-mo. What do you think of that, Max? This was like the very first game of the season, by the way.
Well, I've got to be honest, May, that does not look good. Let's hope they don't make those mistakes for the rest of the season.
Well, fortunately, it hasn't happened again, and the team looks like they're in pretty good shape.
And here's hoping that the weather in Pomona is perfect for their game this weekend.
Deborah Kendrick is actually standing by in the Weather Center to give us an update on what we can expect. Deb?
You know, I feel like we're all probably sick and tired of this heat that we've been experiencing. It's just ongoing. It feels like every weekend we're kind of having this weekend warm up. Well, I'll kind of get into that and exactly why we are experiencing that temperature. But as of right now here in Orange, we do have a heat advisory till 8 p.m. tonight. The high is going to be about 99 degrees, and the winds we're going to see about 5 miles per hour. Nothing dramatic, nothing to, be aware of, but it is something that we do need to know because it is October, which means it is Santa Ana weather season. So for those of us that maybe have allergies, we probably want to, be careful and make sure that we are doing the right things. But looking here at our United States map, you can kind of see where all the heat is kind of located down in Southern California. Earlier the week, we did get that low pressure that kind of had that earlier rain on, and then it's starting to actually move east, which is why we won't be experiencing that weather again, but we will start to see that next week. Now, kind of that low pressure is kind of working its way around Southern California, which is why we are starting to see that same pattern of early rain in the week. Temperatures started to warm up throughout the rest of the weekend. Now, looking here at our Orange County forecast, we will start to see temperatures kind of in the high 80s, lower 90s. If you are thinking of maybe going to the beach, I would be aware that the temperatures are going to be about 89 to 90 degrees. The surf is going to be a little bit high. It's going to be about 3 to 5 feet. So if you're maybe not a good swimmer or you don't, you're not an experienced surfer, I would definitely advise maybe stay out of the water. Irvine already at 98 degrees, San Clemente at 85 degrees. Working our way out of Southern California, we do see temperatures kind of in the same area. Santa Barbara reaching at 94 degrees, Avalon at 79, which is actually perfect, especially if you want to maybe go to Catalina to kind of, catch a break from all the heat that we've been experiencing, and Palm Springs at 100 degrees. Now, looking at our 5-day forecast, you will see temperatures kind of in the same, like as it was last week. Monday, Tuesday, we will start to see a slight cool down. Monday night, we will start to see those evening clouds, but something to pay attention to is the low. It's already in the 70s, 68 degrees, which is perfect if you're especially doing an outdoor activity. Maybe if you are headed up to LA to see the Dodgers. I wish it was the Angels, but the Dodgers are playing up in LA, and it's going to be great temperature for, I think 6:45 is when we can expect the game to start. And looking at Monday and Tuesday, we will start to maybe see that rain start to kick in. Now, right before I go, I do want to wish my mother a very happy birthday. She's celebrating her birthday today, so I can't wait to spend it with you, Mom. But that's all I have for you here in the Weather Center. I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Justin with sports. Justin?
Thanks, Deborah. We got a new athlete of the week, plus the football team played a double overtime thriller. This and a lot more coming up on the Best Campus Sports Show.
Becoming an astronaut, 1 in 13,200,000. Odds of being struck by lightning, 1 in 576,000. Odds of dating a supermodel, 1 in 88,000. Odds of bowling a perfect game, 1 in 11,500. Odds of being trapped in an elevator, 1 in 24,528. Odds of catching a ball at a major league game, 1 in 563. Odds of an injury from shaving, 1 in 6,585. Odds of tripping while texting, 1 in 10. Odds of getting cancer in your lifetime, 1 in 2 men, 1 in 3 women.
It's up to us
to change the odds for our generation.
For the ones we love.
For our future.
If you don't like the odds,
stand up. Stand up to cancer.
Emergencies and disasters happen with little or no warning and often occur while you are away from home. Be ready for emergencies by registering your alternate phone numbers, cell phones, and email addresses at alertoc.com. You will receive alerts when an emergency occurs near your workplace or neighborhood.
the Best Campus Sports Show. I'm your host, Justin Gillerman, and we have a jam-packed segment for you this week, so hey, let's get to it. The Panthers began SCIAC play this Saturday as the team took on the Claremont Mudscript Stags. This is the first year that Chapman began conference play as the defending SCIAC champions, and we're looking to snap a 2-game losing streak in the process. Pick it up in the first, where Trey Smith catches a 10-yard pass to give the Stags an early 7-0 lead. Sean Myers would quickly answer to tie the game at 7. Myers would go on to have a career day, totaling 144 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. Now the two teams went back and forth with each other, and the game remained tied until double overtime. The Panthers would settle for a field goal to start the second OT after Noah Rivard dropped what would have been the go-ahead touchdown. Claremont would later tack on the game-winning score with a 4-yard touchdown run from Andrew Segre, giving the Stags a dramatic 33-30 double overtime win and handing the Panthers their 3rd loss of the season. After the game, Coach Owens spoke with reporters and talked about the value of winning big games.
But our expectation is to be able to win certain football games. Winning homecoming is really important to us here. And we always expect to go out and win homecoming.
The Panthers now fall to 0-3 overall and will be looking to capture their first win of the season tomorrow at Pomona-Pitzer. Kickoff is slated for 1 p.m. The Panthers cross-country squad hit the course again this past Saturday at the Pomona-Pitzer Invitational. Senior Chris Reed, followed by freshman Christian Colwell, helped the team place 14th in the men's 8K. The girls' team took 11th in the 6K with runners Nika Kokis, Sheridan Scheifers, and Michiko Lee all breaking the 25-minute barrier. Multiple athletes broke their personal records in their only 2nd race of the season. Coach Rick Glenn shares his thoughts on the race.
I thought we did great. I really wasn't too worried about what our time's going to be. We wanted to focus on our gaps. On the women's side, I thought we did very well. It was the first time the girls had run a competitive 6-kilometer race. The team as a whole pretty much ran much better than I expected.
Panthers race next at the SCIAC Multi-Duels in La Mirada on October 17th. In men's soccer last week, senior goalkeeper Nick Berardi allowed just 1 goal over 2 matches. Berardi lowered his goals against average to 1.01 for the season and was recognized as Chapman's Athlete of the Week. Reporter Julie Martirano has more as she caught up with him.
Meet Chapman's Athlete of the Week, Nick Berardi. The senior goalkeeper led the men's soccer team to an undefeated homecoming week, but he's almost too humble to take the title.
There's definitely players this week that definitely could have gotten it as well, but you know, it's always nice to get recognition. It makes you, feel like you're playing well.
Chapman took on SCIAC leading Occidental last Monday.
They were ranked 21st in the country when we were playing them, so that was a really big game for us, kind of like turned our season around. We ended up tying them, but the way we played, I definitely think we could have beat them.
And Berardi came up with 4 huge saves over the second half and overtime to secure the draw.
One big save towards overtime where the guy hit kind of like a volley and it was close and I dove over to my right. This team, I honestly think, is the best team that we've ever had. The connection between all of us is unbelievable. Everyone knows where everyone's going. Everyone's on the same wavelength. We go out as a team, we have fun as a team, we play as a team, we win as a team.
He has big hopes to make it far in playoffs this season.
We're growing and our finishing is getting there, and that's been our main problem. Defensively, we're the best defense in the league, no questions asked.
As a senior, Berardi will only play a few more weeks.
Our last regular season game is actually on Halloween, so that should be interesting.
That game will also be senior night, so the team will welcome a bigger crowd of friends and family.
Hopefully my parents will come out in a costume.
Reporting in Orange, I'm Julie Martirano, Chapman News.
Men's soccer takes on Redlands tomorrow at 7 p.m. Nick Berardi and the rest of the team hope to see you there. It was a busy Saturday in Chapman sports last week, so we wanted to give you the top 5 plays that highlighted the homecoming weekend. Kylie Cook lands this doozy to start us off at number 5. At number 4, Sean Myers says, "Give me that," on the first of his 2 touchdowns. The soccer team had 2 goals in their day game win, and this beauty came from Elliot Braun. Then, not to be outdone, Jake Sarmiento blasted one from 30 yards away for our chest-beating number 2 play of the day. And at number 1, it's Sean Myers at it again with a catch that makes us want to take a step back, slow-mo, and smile. This one sure was a beauty. Now, the fans came out in numbers last weekend, and they were surely entertained. Now, that's all we got here for sports. Darby, what do you have for us in the entertainment world?
An award-winning actor from The Big Bang Theory will be coming on campus this Tuesday, and 2 Orange County teachers are nominated for Grammy Awards. I'll give you all the details right here on Chapman News.
Stand up for what's right. Chapman University, passion, perseverance, teamwork, integrity. Create value in the world. The School of Law at Chapman University. Lead. Follow your dreams. Chapman University. Chemistry, physics, computational science, biology. Start doing research in your first year. Soar to new heights. The Schmidt College of Science at Chapman University. Explore.
There's been a lot of talk on campus about the Chapman UPB fall speaker. Darby, who can we look forward to hearing from?
Chapman University Program Board is bringing Kunal Nair to Memorial Hall on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Nair is best known for the role of Dr. Raj on The Big Bang Theory. UPB can get you even closer to the event by participating in their Instagram contest, which will end Monday at 5 p.m. 5 students who post a picture of an on-campus organization, tag at Chapman UPB, and use the hashtag KunalXChapman will be able to hang out with him before the show. Free copies of Nair's book, Yes, My Accent Is Real, will be available to the first 300 students, and there will be an opportunity to have copies signed after the event. The event is free and tickets are not required for students. Non-Chapman students can reserve tickets. Doors will open at 6:45 p.m. The 2016 Grammy Music Educator Awards semifinalists were announced and 2 Orange County high school teachers were selected. Ben Case from Northwood High School in Irvine and Keith Hannock, an employee of Tesoro High School in Rancho Santa Margarita. They joined the list of 23 other educators across the country noticed for their dedication of the future of the music industry. There will be 10 finalists and 1 winner who will attend the Grammys and go home with $10,000 to recognize the outstanding impact they have made. A pre-release screening of Steve Jobs took place last night in Dodge College's Foligno Theater. The free event was sold out early. Students were eager to see the newest work of Academy Award-winning director Danny Boyle and writer Aaron Sorkin. The lucky attendees witnessed Michael Fassbender as Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple, on his journey leading up to the public introduction of the iMac in 1998. The film also featured Kate Winslet and Seth Rogen. Cirque du Soleil's show Curious, Cabinet of Curiosities is coming to Costa Mesa. The show will open on the Big Top Tent at the Orange County Fair and Event Center on October 15th and will run until November 29th. This family-friendly show gives insight to the mind of an inventor who has the power to alter reality. A variety of ticket options are available for purchase at cirquedusoleil.com. It's not every day that you can say you went to school with an Academy Award winner. Rebecca Woodruff got an exclusive interview with Student Academy Award winner Daniel Drummond.
Called the Student Academy Awards. This year, former Chapman student Daniel Drummond won gold in the alternative film category. This is the first time a Chapman University student has won in this category. I talked with Daniel and his sound designer Carson to learn more about the film and its success.
Chiaroscuro was my graduation thesis from the digital arts program at Dodge. It's abstract animation that deals with themes of power dynamics, corruption, and tables turning. I had a clear narrative intent in what I wanted to communicate, but it was interesting to see how most people kind of grasp what it was really about. Figuring out how we could create characters out of like a ball of smoke and sound. Like, can you make a ball of fire seem angry? And can you make it seem afraid?
For the sound, I immediately was like, we needed to have granular synthesis, which is synthesis from tiny particles. So I wanted the sound to match what you saw visually.
Can you make the sound? Like, it sounds like that, but much more professionally finished.
Drummond is one of the 5 gold medalists at the 42nd Student Academy Awards.
We finished 2 days before the deadline. Yeah, right on.
I could be up here all night and I still wouldn't be able to convey how much this means to me.
The award ceremony is held at the Academy's Samuel Goldwyn Theater in Beverly Hills. You can view Daniel's film on Vimeo. I'm Rebecca Woodruff, Chapman News.
Daniel is working on 2 more projects, one of them being another short animated film. We can't wait to see what he comes up with next. That's it for entertainment. Back to Max and Maddie at the desk.
Log on to our website, chapmannews.tv, to see all of our episodes, Chapman Newsy bios, and top headlines.
And make sure you also follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/Chapman News, Twitter and Instagram @Chapman News, and YouTube at youtube.com/Chapman News. Thanks so much for watching, and make sure you make someone smile today. Have a great day.